Is everything actually working?
We may have been kidding.
Yeah, we definitely intended to pull a sneaky on you, and I didn't forget to set up a new Streamlabs account earlier today.
It definitely hasn't been just a really busy... Did we even take a break over the holidays?
Kinda.
I didn't. I still worked 40 hours the week of Christmas.
Oof.
Yeah.
I think I worked Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Yeah, I worked Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday each of those weeks.
I think the only time I slowed down this December was when I was sick.
Yeah. That's how it be, though.
Good reason.
Yep.
Hey, guys, welcome back. It's the new year. New year, not new channel.
Same us.
Yeah, same us. Well, and
Ethan.
that guy.
Yep.
He's new.
Yeah.
Ish. He used to be one of you, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of our first subscribers way back in the day, and we just keep collecting these. You know, we Brian and Becky now, are our friends. You work for us.
Were they subs originally?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Brian sent me an email years ago with a story of an encounter that was so well written that I assumed it was fake. Like, he wrote it to me, and I was like, okay, well, this is a creepypasta. It's a really well written creepypasta, but it's a creepypasta, and I meant to get back to him and be like, hey, this is a really well written story, and then I never did.
Yeah, and the other thing is, we eventually met him and figured out, no, he's just an intelligent human being.
Yeah, he's just a smart guy.
Yeah. And then now you're helping him move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We helped him move.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, and now we just hope that we don't ever end up on those scary hooks in his barn.
No, only deer on the hooks.
Only deer on the hooks. Only murders in the tool shed. I've actually never seen that show.
I saw the first few episodes.
Isn't that good?
It was actually pretty solid. It was just one of those deals where it was like, I think I watched it either during or right after COVID, and it was just like, once the world opened up, I stopped watching what I was watching.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Man, COVID, what a weird time. You ever look back on that time period of your life and reflect on how just utterly absurd it was in every way? Because I do all the time.
Not as often as you maybe, but 100% yes.
It was weird. Weird time period of my life.
Weird to think it could happen again at any point.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
I mean, hey, maybe we are not in World War III yet. Yet. Everything's going fine.
Everything is fine.
I'm sitting here, like, as I'm thinking more and more about that entire thing that just happened, I'm like, you know what? All opinions about the morality of it aside, that's fucking badass.
Just from the military.
Just from, like, the fact that they pulled it off. Like, it's like if everything in Mogadishu had gone right.
Well, to be fair, that's what happens when you do this to a country that has no, like, standing military.
Yeah, do you guys know what Venezuela spends on its military every year?
No, what is it?
$9 million.
I think we spend that on...
We probably spent that on the fuel to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, yo, dude.
Not quite a fair fight in that.
Not a fair fight. Not a fair fight at all. A little bit, like, I don't even know what the right word is. It's just like, wow, there are conspiracy theories that Maduro, like, did this on purpose and let us come get him because people can't wrap their heads around the fact that happened the way it did.
Really?
Well, 0 American casualties. Like, there were barely any rockets launched at American helicopters. It was over and done with so fast.
This is why we don't have free healthcare.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's not a conspiracy. It's we're the only Western country without socialized healthcare, and this is what we spend it on.
I think it's one of those deals where, because so much of the discussion around military operations from the United States in the last, like, 30 to 40 years have been about how things have gone wrong.
Yeah, these prolonged conflicts we weren't supposed to get into, but were really profitable for the military-industrial complex.
Everybody forgets that the U.S. is actually capable of, doing well-done operations in foreign areas.
I think one of the things that I've been struggling to understand is that people keep calling it an invasion. I'm like, that really, I mean, that's not an invasion. We don't have boots on the ground anymore. We went in, we went out, 20-minute adventure.
I think where that's coming from is that you had in the press conference after the fact, you had Rubio and Hegseth and the one general all saying, like, look, this is what we did. It was awesome. Here's how we did it. Yeah. We went and we enforced. And Rubio put it just like, this was just us executing an indictment. Like, that's what it was.
They really treated it like we were just going to arrest some drug lord in, like, Mexico.
Right, but then Trump would get up and be like, "We're going to be running it. We're going to be running it extremely well. We're going to be,
like, okay, Grandpa.
No, that's exactly what happened. And so it's just this like inability to spin this in a way that doesn't sound like, yeah, we're just like Kuwaiting their country.
It was that was the funniest part though, is you watch like the back and forth of like who's saying what, and Trump, it's like he's like, it's all about the oil, and it's like, I'm sure you think that, Grandpa. I am sure that you very much think this is about oil. You probably found out about this 20 more minutes before it was happening.
To be fair,
they came and got Trump out of bed.
Oil.
Yeah, they came in and got Trump out of bed, and they're like, hey, we've got a surprise for you. Like, remember how we didn't get you anything for Christmas? Well, we got you Nicolas Maduro.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Marco Rubio is seething in the corner. He's just like, this was the trial one. Let me do it to Cuba. Let me do it to Cuba.
Probably, yeah. But anyway, guys, we're back. This is the Q&A episode. We promised we would do these once a month, and then we didn't do it at all in December because, you know, it was the holiday season. So, yeah, we are here purely to answer questions. There is no... let's wait until 7:45 or 8 p.m. to get to the super chats. We are just going to roll through them. You know, that's how we're going to start this. It's been a little while since we did one of these live. We're vibing. I totally haven't been reading about all of the grisly details of the Ed Gein murder in preparation for our first Pepperbox episode all day.
I'm sure this will make things feel a little lighter.
Hopefully, and then I got to go home and read more of it.
When do we have to have that live by?
We're supposed to shoot it like this weekend.
Yeah, but I mean, when does it go up?
I think it was supposed to be the 12th, but I haven't heard back from anybody. So
okay.
I figure that means we're probably good for it to go up the weekend after that.
Mm.
It's all good. For those who didn't know, by the way, we are launching our Pepperbox channel. So there's nothing that's going to change about Lore Lodge. You guys are still getting 4 episodes a month every Friday at 4 p.m. That is not changing. The quality of those episodes should not be changing unless I work myself to the bone and keel over and die, and then Aiden has to write the episodes while also doing everything else and wearing my skin as a suit, much like Ed Gein would. I'm really Ed Gein pilled at the moment.
We'll just train an AI to just like generate the scripts for Aiden Mattis videos in your voice.
I will come back from the dead, and I will haunt all of you.
We're actually going to be the #1 investors in the Pennhurst data center to then be able to pump out Lore Lodge slop.
Lore slop?
Little effort.
Slop Lodge?
Slop Lodge.
Slop Lodge.
Slop Lodge. Okay. Anyway. Oh, yeah, just to finish that announcement, we will be putting up 1 Pepperbox exclusive episode per month. That will be the only place you can get that. The good news is Pepperbox is only $8 a month, I believe, and you also get access to a whole bunch of other creators who do very similar yet very similar quality work, just of different subjects. So, yeah.
It's good company to be kept with.
Yeah, we're glad to be going over there. All right. What do we got for question time?
So the first one is from Ben, asking me to give an answer to a question he texted me yesterday.
Is this Gomb?
Yes, this is in relation to wedding invitations for you and I. So I have to read it. I can't remember exactly what you said, but I will look at it. Sorry, it's been a very busy few days.
As long as it's not in early September of 2026.
Yeah, that would be a little bit of a conflict for you.
We will be getting, how you say, wed. Not me and Aiden. Me and Amanda. I mean, if things fall through with Amanda, then maybe, but...
Here we are. And then Montana Leslie 4628 is wondering if you guys are going to cover more mysteries in California. Mattis, you need to stream on your channel again so I can force Cowboy Time on you.
I have been meaning to get back to Helldivers. There's been a lot of updates, and also, you know, I have been doing Cowboy Time in Battlefield. I love the revolver in that game. Yeah, I've been meaning to. It's just with the holidays being as busy as they were and then getting back into the swing of things. I hope that I'm back to that within the next couple of weeks, but February I should be back to streaming again.
Next up is from Pablo's Pilot, been a member for 7 months. It says, New Year, still late, shame upon the lodge, shame upon the birds, and shame upon the intern.
That's fair. Well, the intern didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Where is she?
We're getting coffee on Thursday, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Gonna try and probably figure out what intern jobs we can provide her.
That's fair.
You know, other things like that. Crimson Archer 213 says, when will Mommy Aiden and Daddy Goon get couples counseling so we can get more Weird Bible? You, Mattis.
I have a headache now.
Ooh, what a horrible series of words to have to hear. That was awful. Mods, slay this man. There's no beef. It's not like Isaiah and I are fighting. I did have to text him and ask that. I was like, hey, are we good? Did I do something? I was like, man, this reminds me of when I had severe unmedicated anxiety in college, and I would be asking all of my friends if they were mad at me.
Yep.
But no, he was, I think it's just he's so busy with Creepscast and with his own channel and with his wife and his soon-to-be, I can't think of a term for a child that has to do with Wendigoon that isn't awful.
Wendibaby.
The Wendibaby.
Ooh.
So, I think he's just busy. If you guys, I know he wants to get back to it. I think it's just because it's not something that actually makes money. It's really something we do as a thing that we enjoy doing and we think is important, and we know people enjoy it. That's the main reason we do it. So when you do have to handle things like buying a house and paying for a wedding and taking care of a new child and, I don't know, buying probably another boat that actually works or something, it goes to the back burner. I know I would love to get back to it. There's another show that we've been kicking around trying to get started. We just haven't had time for it on that channel. So hopefully soon.
Yep.
But that's I think that what we're going to need to do is if Weird Bible comes back, it's going to have to be a thing where we meet up with Isaiah for a week each year. We shoot 4 of them. They go out once a quarter. And then the rest of the stuff on the channel will probably be my apologies whenever I can get that running.
As we get more people on the lodge, like good old Ethan here, it's going to make things like that a lot more easy to do.
Mm-hmm. We also have envisioned stage 4? Phase 4 of the lodge?
No, you guys just started phase 2 of the lodge.
No, this is phase 2. This is phase 3.
Yeah, this is phase 3.
Yeah, phase 4 is in. We have concepts of a plan. Unfortunately, we need like $400,000 in cash for it, and we don't have that. So
super chat.
Yeah. So down the line, we've got plans for everything that will hopefully make all of this a lot more streamlined. Really turn it into more of a production studio kind of effort, and that will mean so many really cool changes, and the ability to bring on not just new editors and new staff, but even new creators. Mm-hmm. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. It's just, it would be nice to have more of me doing other things, your channel, for example. But, it would be great to have somebody who is doing sports history, somebody who is doing chemical disasters, like channels on those various kinds of things. So that would all be under one big redacted media umbrella, all shot in a nice, beautiful, large studio somewhere in southeastern Pennsylvania.
Yeah, the idea is essentially just to be able to provide a variety of different forms of content with the quality that you expect and anticipate from Lore Lodge,
mm-hmm.
but in different genres and little niches.
Yeah, kind of like what Simon Whistler does, but with people who are more like me than just people reading a script. Yeah, it's not a dig at Simon Whistler. The man has made an incredible business out of his ability to read anything as if he is an expert about it.
Yeah. The next is going to be from Ben again, saying, for those in the chat, guys, my mom found something she shouldn't have found, and the real text is a little different. It's a 4-letter word that I don't know how to pronounce, but I do know what it means, and I'm not going to say it.
Can you take a picture of it? Oh. Well,
sorry about your mom.
I'm sorry for your mother. You deserve that.
Good point.
Wolf Lord Brand.
What was it of?
Do we want to know the answer to that question?
Ben, what is it of?
One could surmise.
Yeah, I don't want to surmise.
Yeah.
We'll cut the surmising off there.
Yeah.
In a means to avoid surmising, Wolflord Brand says, Dear Mattis, Thornbussy, and intern Overlord, can we please get a megavid of you debunking and tearing apart the Dogman like you did Missing 411?
Once again, we have concepts of a plan. They involve, you know him, he's great, everybody loves him. They say he's the best. Roanoke Gaming, Roanoke Tales.
We've been talking to him about doing something along those lines. He has to go on a dogman hunt in 2027. So I think that'll probably be involved in that.
For whatever reason, I thought it was in 2026.
It might be, but I think it's 2027.
Am I intern overlord in this?
I don't know. I guess so,
equation?
maybe.
I guess tonight, yes.
Yeah, I'll have to let
He's
Sophie
really
know
more
that-
of a. Well, he's not an employee for tax reasons.
Yeah, contractor, underlord.
Yeah.
I'll have to give Sophie shit and be like, oh, you're intern, I'm intern, overlord.
Yeah.
They like me more. Yeah.
No, we have to give her one rank higher because she was in one step earlier.
Yeah.
What was Operation Overlord again? That was
Uh,
World War II, right?
it was.
Was that D-Day?
It might. No, wait, what was? It might have been.
We'll say there is an SCP Overlord movie that's awesome.
Yeah, that is good.
Next.
Yeah, no, it was Normandy. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got that right.
Nice.
Take that, Steven.
The Rude Canadian for Canadian $2 says, Wundussy, that is all also PSD money, or PTSD money, sorry.
Yeah, we need that. That and the lodge, but definitely that, dude. On the one hand, I'm like, man, this Ed Gein stuff is dark. On the other hand, I'm like, man, the fact that I am really not having much of a reaction to reading about this Ed Gein stuff is deeply concerning and probably should be addressed by a psychiatrist.
That's just the epitome of you doing this.
Oh, yeah, I'm reading through it, and it's like, they found 14 dried vulvas. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Real thing, by the way. That's a real one.
yeah, I was certainly hoping that wasn't just the first thing that came into your head. That was a real thing that you, yeah.
It was the first one that came into my head out of the stuff I read.
Oh, out of the real
because
stuff. Yeah,
it's obviously the most disconcerting.
I would hope, especially considering the context and the
Yeah.
implication behind that.
Mm.
Anyway, moving on. PTSD coming right at you live. Who is this? Something Wicked 6330 says perchance.
You can't just say perchance.
No, it's perchance.
I know. I was
Pussy.
referencing the thing he was
I know,
referencing.
that's
Okay,
fine.
yeah, okay,
I know.
yeah.
I
I didn't
just say perchance to see.
You can't just say parchussy. Parcheesi?
Easy.
What is Parcheesi? It's a game,
It's like
right?
an old board game, yeah. Which I only know about because of like Shrek 2 or whatever it
Yeah,
is, where
yeah.
Donkey would like loses his mind because he's been left alone for too long. That's what I imagine
Vibes, dude.
that's what I imagine it would be like if you guys like when you guys go on vacation and you come back to Archie. If Archie could talk, it would just be Donkey's scene from the beginning of
Yeah.
Shrek 2.
Yep.
Us going on vacation? Who do you think we are?
Fair enough.
With normal jobs?
We are going on something of a vacation in June, which is really just us driving across the country for a month again.
Yeah.
Did both trips actually end up happening?
Yeah, they both sold out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also,
We
Ben.
got people coming from New Zealand.
Do we really?
Yeah.
Shit.
That's sweet. Also, Ben, there are limits to what I'll say on this live, and you've just reached it.
Okay, all right. All right. Take the picture again. Okay, yep, nope. That's that. We're not saying that one.
Ooh.
Like the guy who made the song?
Probably.
You hate to see it.
All you need to know is the Ram Ranch guy was arrested.
Yeah.
Malakir B for $10 says, my favorite part is when they said, quote, it's Lorbin time and lodged all over the place.
Yep, that's. I don't think you're even the first person to say that to us.
Probably not.
What's next?
What? Is this a Thomas is this a Thomas in the Magic Railroad
Just
reference?
read it.
Okay, it's Ben again.
Oh, good God.
And he's saying Diesel 10 was a prophetic analogy for Donald Trump. And again, I ask, was that a
think
Thomas
it
in the
was.
Magic Railroad reference?
Hey, Ben, new rule when we do these, instead of sending a lot of $2 super chats, how about we limit you to like two $10 super chats? Because you're just giving me psychic damage constantly.
That's why he does it. Anyway, Allocatori 2021 for $50. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Says, glad I could catch the live stream. Would love to see a video on lost tapes and the inaccuracies in that show.
Tapes. Why does that sound familiar? Gotta look this up. Lost tapes. Oh, I guess it's like a paranormal witness kind of show.
Yeah.
Man's encounters with mysterious and often deadly creatures are legendary. All the more reason to build a series around them using first-person accounts told through reenactments. So literally, exactly paranormal witness, but with cryptids instead of ghosts.
Interesting.
I like how many of the tips you get are like people who are pissed off by other channels going, debunk that guy.
Yeah. Mods, debunk this man.
Also, Ben, thank you for confirming that.
Confirming what? That it was?
Yeah. Shadowlands Radio for $5 says, "Hey guys, I'm working on a bluegrass song. It is Phrygian dominant in
Phrygian dominant.
Phrygian dominant in D minor.
Okay.
Don't have a title for it yet.
I think Phrygian dominant in D minor is a great title.
That's a great title.
Yeah, that is actually.
Stick with it.
Depending on what the content of the song is, it could be Phrygian Dom Hittite sub. That's a history reference for you.
Phrygian Dompilled?
Sure.
Dompilled Phrygians?
Dom-pilled Phrygians. Oh my god. Dom Pignon. Paul Masson.
All right, we got a bit Paul Masson. Oh, the French.
Okay, next.
Oh, this is a big one. It's $255 and 6 cents.
Wow.
From
That's
JMO.
a lot of money, JMO. Is this just everything you've been saving since we stopped doing these?
Probably, and it's going to be with good reason, and you're not going to love what he said.
Oh.
Many moons ago, I made a deal with a being.
Oh.
That deal was that I must deliver gifts to the being, and the being would grant my wish. Now my side is fulfilled. Mattis, your time runs short. Give me Berserk video, or I will teach the deer how to practice law, and they'll sue both of you.
The deer? What have I done to the deer?
No, DEAR. Like teach the deer.
Yeah.
DEAR. Not DEER.
Yeah, but teach the deer.
I don't know, like the meek.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. I don't.
Either way, Berserk
Okay,
video.
okay, I
have a problem.
Fine. I'll find a way to do it. Put the John Bonet video on hold to do the Berserk video. Because I was just threatened in the most incomprehensible way ever. By a man who brings me eggnog from Connecticut. Great eggnog, by the way. Oh my god, that was good eggnog.
It's the least you can do.
It's the least I can do, yeah.
Next up is Pseudo Legend for $50 saying, Mothman update. After he broke out and attempted to use his something on me, I managed to get him back into containment, luring him close.
Penis?
That was quite literally exactly what it was.
Yep, called it.
Anyway, he lured him back into his containment, and then eventually used an electric fly swatter on him. Taming shall commence next. Great, thank you. Keep us updated.
I fear for the fate of the Mothman in your custody.
Mothman deserves better than that. Putting that out there right now.
Yeah. He's just a
Hashtag
guy.
free Mothman.
He's just a guy trying to fly around scaring teens.
He's just an insect man trying to make his way in the universe.
The people who like the David Politis takedown stuff and like me just generally debunking things missed out on the Mothman video.
Yeah, did you guys just like not see that?
I mean, it's one of my best works when it comes to that. But it's fine. But it's fine. If you even care.
Tyler Dalrymple 11 for 556 says, so much has happened since the last show. How do you all feel about the fact that we went on a side quest to take out Hugo Chavez's grave? What a move.
I mean, that's how we opened the show, is talking about that. That was, I do think that was a little funny. I gotta be honest, like, given how much Hugo Chavez did to harm his own people, the fact that they were just like, you know what, while you're there, just blow that shit up. This is
the one Delta Force guy's like, it'd be cool.
Yeah, the 1/160th SOAR pilot's just like, hey guys, we gotta take a little detour here. a little side quest.
Now this is pod racing.
You know somebody on one of those helicopters said that.
on the way.
They're the exact generation of Delta Force operators who would make that joke.
They did it, but they did it on the way back.
Did you see the video of the one machine gun like opening up on a helicopter and then just like 6 missiles going right to where it was?
No.
It's just like you just see like a sporadic burst of light coming from this one spot and then just I'm like, you know what? That is a brave soul right there.
That's a soul who would have died whether or not they shot that gun, really.
Yeah, like
It's a Darwin Award pen.
at a certain point, it's not worth it, bro.
Yeah. All right, Ben's back, saying, wait, hang on, is that the last one? Yeah, it is. Okay. Honestly, love Ford so much, I'd do bad things to myself if I lived across the street from a Chevy dealership. Hopefully not a hot take, just a Ford boy. No doxing any members of the lodge.
I don't know how to feel about anything you just said. I just would request that you don't say it again. That would be my request.
Or anything like it. Totally JMO says, I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
That's on brand, to be honest. Oh, read it.
I can't.
Why?
Because it's deer and then 3 asterisks and then a expletive.
Wait, I can't see it. He did mean deer. The asterisk is
oh, he's trying to make it. Yeah. What are you doing?
I think he was trying to take a picture of it.
Oh.
It was deer asterisk F word.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, thanks for clarifying that. Ella7682. Is it me or does everybody have way more numbers in their names now?
No, I noticed that too. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Haydens, would you have any interest in attending the Gun Gamers production LARP event at Zulu 24 in New Windsor, New York this May 2nd?
What?
I don't know.
Can you read?
The Gun Gamers Productions LARP event at Zulu 24 in New Windsor, New York.
Potentially, I'm not sure what that is. It sounds like fun. I assume this is a LARP in the firearms sense of simulated warfare.
I guess.
Based on what was just said. If it is airsoft, I'll need to get an airsoft gun, but that's easier than it has ever been for me. I honestly miss my old one. I don't know what happened to it. I had a really good G&G just M4.
Mm-hmm.
The thing was a bullet. A laser beam. Don't know what happened to it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have real ones now. They're more fun.
There you go.
Actually, I don't know if they are more fun. I had a lot more fun with my airsoft guns. That you can actually shoot people with those.
Yeah.
If you shoot people with the real ones, then people get upset.
Yeah, it causes problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Very Tired 1313 is asking...
Vibes.
Vibes, indeed. Where is the Cool Cloak episode? I think that might be directed at me.
Did you say something about wearing a cool cloak?
No.
We have cloaks.
I think it was the Descent video, I talked about how I have, like, a mental tier list of all of the cool jackets and coats.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, if you want to see me rank them, let me know.
That
And
would
then
be a great video.
People were
Yeah,
like,
good.
rank them. So
Also, I have cloaks. We could just wear cloaks on the show. One of these
I
times.
would be so warm in here.
Oh, it would be toasty. We'd have to be like naked under them. I won't tell Father Ben if you don't tell Father Ben.
Incredible.
I would tell Father Tim.
I'd rather tell the other way around. To be honest with you,
I just would like to see his face.
that's true. That would be funny.
Stray Dog 762 has been a member for 6 months. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pseudo Legend, Pseudo Zero Legend for $10 says, by the way, Matosi, last year you said the calendar is coming in 2025 was Dogma. What happened, you monsters?
We both got a little chubby. I know that I have to get myself in shape for many reasons this year. It would also help pay for the wedding.
Can we just do it?
Give me a month. I'm going back to the gym. My arm is working again.
I know, but we're never actually gonna look sexy again.
It's also really cold.
No, I know, but we're like, I think the sexy at this point is like a comedic, ironic sexy.
All right, fine.
To that point, I think it is a lot funnier if you guys are not in the best shape in the world than if it was just two like jack guys doing a sexy calendar.
Yeah, I'm just self-conscious.
Some of the comedy is about like.
I understand that, trust me, but at
I was
this point,
bullied as a child.
weren't we all?
Yeah,
How we ended up here?
that's true.
No shit.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Next is Something Wicked 6330 has been a member for 18 months. Thank you very
Nice,
much.
thank you.
Chip with a hand grenade asking Thornbussy, do you wipe? No, I sand. Ben Krajniak says straight up yoink in the lodge. Pablo's pilot, what did we expect? Says, there will be no legitimate questions, boys. Only nonsense. Thus, I demand you do an episode on Mystery Flesh Pit National Park for April Fool's Day.
Didn't Isaiah already do that?
I have no idea.
I think he did a long time ago. I mean, it's
Sounds
been long enough. Our audience doesn't like it when we do videos on stuff that isn't real. Like, they like it when we do videos on stuff that people think is real that isn't real. But if it's just stuff that isn't real, you guys don't watch, like, you guys watch it, but the broader audience doesn't.
Interesting.
So, unfortunately, it's kind of difficult to do that.
The only way it would really make sense to do that kind of stuff
Is if somebody else wrote it and it was on a different channel.
or we just did it on Patreon as like a higher level exclusive tier.
We also do have something planned for April Fool's anyway.
Yes. Anyway, Marian Konstantin Dimitru 6062.
What a name.
Yeah. Says moon landing video still in the cards? Thanks and love.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I could probably get that done.
Yeah, because that was what did that
We were
April?
gonna do that in like 2024,
Yeah.
I think.
What,
Maybe?
What month did the moon landing happen? Was that April?
August,
August, I
I
think.
believe. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember it coincided with when I was planning. I was planning to do it, and then I did Sebastian Rogers instead. So it was midsummer.
Okay.
Might have been June.
Yeah, maybe.
Hungry Driz 187 says, "Have you read or heard of Eye of the Sahara by Chris Fox? I think you'd enjoy / hate them. MC is an archaeologist, also more to it than on."
I've heard of the Eye of the Sahara, as in the concept. I've not heard of the series, but I could take a look at it. I just got so many books for Christmas that I need to read through. I'm working my way through Michael Heiser's Unseen Realm right now so that we can do the video on angels and demons and all of that. It's a dense book. A lot going on in that book. I keep having to take breaks. I usually don't need to take a break when reading books. That one I have to put it down and be like, I feel like I've just had esoteric knowledge divinely revealed to me and I need to process it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's vaguely where I am with one of the economics books I'm reading right now.
I also need to go and read so much Mesopotamian stuff. I'm like, well, I got to get the other side.
Yeah.
Basically, his whole point is that, like, you know, a lot of the stuff in Genesis that seems really come out of nowhere is that it's a polemic against Mesopotamian polytheism. It's like basically the early Jews being like, no. This is the real stuff. So,
I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
It does.
yeah.
The more context,
Kind of what
the
we
better.
did to them later.
Yeah, that makes sense. Tyler Dalrymple 11 says, as a proud pepperback, can't wait to see y'all fully uncensored over there.
Is that what they call themselves?
Apparently. Please ask Eli why King Trout isn't on there yet.
Dude, we've been asking Eli stuff that's relevant to our channel. He's worse at responding to people than we are.
Yeah.
Which I get it. Just like, again, not a criticism. It's just like, I was trying to ask him if it was okay to sub in Montauk Project instead because it seemed more topical, but I guess you guys are getting Montauk Project now. So,
Fair enough.
got to read another book.
Oh, joy.
I'm reading so many books lately. This is the most reading I've done in years of actual books. I've been reading a lot. Just this is the first time I've started reading books again because we've gotten to topics that simply cannot be covered with newspaper articles.
Classic. Waffles Cowpig 9603 says, Lore Lodge Pepperbox, woo!
Yeah.
Anyway, the Murder Mittens Munchkin took part in strategically transferring Maduro to an alternate location. Praise be unto the mic. Also, Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
I don't know what any of that meant.
Neither do I.
Happy New Year, though.
Did I just perform a dog whistle? Is that what that kind of thing?
I don't know, maybe. Like Puka Nakua doing that dance on Aiden Ross's stream and then getting told it was anti-Semitic. But you didn't see this?
I thought the point was that he didn't do the.
No, he did do the dance, but he didn't know that it was anti-Semitic.
That's what happens when you go on Aiden Ross's podcast.
Yeah.
Who's
There are
Ross?
good Aidens and there are bad Aidens. The good Aidens spell their name A-I-D-A-N.
The Irish Aidens.
Yeah.
If it's spelled A-D-I-N, don't trust that man.
Weird stuff. Stray Dog 762 says, would 12 gauge Dragon's Breath stop a Wendigo asking for a friend?
Yes. Yeah. 100%. Like, any version of the legend, that's going to do it.
Yep.
No, literally, no matter what version you're going with, that will work.
There we go.
Safest bet possible.
Cartel Pilot for 762 says, YouTube isn't showing my display name anymore. Cringe. Will there be a Lodge privateering episode on Pepperbox?
Lodge privateering? Well, I don't think that the privateering is going to happen anymore. Wasn't the whole point of the letters of marque idea of Venezuela?
I believe so, yeah.
Well, it was more just
Now, if
like
they open one up in
drugs
Somalia-
being. Well, yeah. It was more just like drugs being taken by sea from South America. So as long as there are countries shipping us cocaine, they'll still have some justification to do it. I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon.
I want to go. I want to go. Do like they should give us letters of marque for the whaling ships. I don't think anybody would be against letters of marque for whalers.
Yeah.
I can't believe they haven't done that yet, especially
Right?
with Whale Wars.
Yeah, Whale Wars was so dumb. It's like, these confrontations, and they're like, what are you doing? Throwing a stink bomb at them? Like taking some pictures and being mean? No, I want to see conflict.
Yeah.
I want to see violence.
Where are the torpedoes?
I know what we're going to do today.
Just a couple of like old biplanes just flying in with torpedoes, dropping them like it's World War II.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. They took out the Bismarck with biplanes,
Based.
not straight planes, not gay planes, biplanes.
An important distinction.
Important distinction.
Ben is saying that if we don't answer him by Friday, he's going to call me. So,
Okay, well, you shouldn't have given him your number.
yeah.
It's entirely on you.
Yeah. So Very Tired 1313 has been a member for 8 months.
Thank you.
Uh,
Just a little thing. Because we are not doing the live streams on this channel anymore, we probably are going to get rid of the members program. Just because we don't want people basically paying into it and getting nothing out of it. So for those of you who are members, if you do want to keep supporting us in that way, we very much appreciate it. But we would recommend you move over to Patreon. And if you're on both, then just up your Patreon tier, I guess. Yeah. If you want to make sure it stays the same, or don't.
entirely up to you.
Buy a shirt, maybe. Yeah. That's probably the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
'Cause then you get to wear it. He's wearing one too.
Yeah.
He's wearing the OG logo shirt.
Ooh.
Alligatori 2021 says, I would love to see that. One of my hyperfixations is a man-made disasters and natural disasters.
Yep.
So
We'd love to launch some more channels that go into that. We have all of the equipment.
yeah,
We just need the talent, basically. So
yeah.
I will say, if any of you are watching this and you're interested in doing something like that and you want to send us a demo tape, like we can work that out. Just shoot an email over to probably your thing, right?
Yeah, Thornberry at redactedmediapa.com is going to be the easiest, business email to, have it seen, because I actually look it and read it and make sure things are.
He also runs that side of the business.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. If you're going to start a channel with us, you're going to be talking with me. So.
yeah. And the nice thing is, if it's something you've been wanting to do and you're like, oh, I don't know how to get started, like we'll walk you through that process. If you're in the area, we'll bring you in and you can just shoot here. If you're not in the area, then we can help you to get some basic equipment and set you up with editing and everything. Because we just have that kind of relationship with our management.
Exactly.
We just brought on our first person for that.
Yes,
Yeah, Andrew Briggs, real Andrew Briggs on YouTube if you want to check him out.
And he'll be on History.
He'll be on History Unhinged, and I think Lore Lodge too.
Yeah. And I think we are
Potentially Weird Bible.
Yeah, that was the plan. He's down for it. So
yeah, he is an agnostic, so that's going to be more of a conversation about like
that'll be fun.
You know, like faith and its role in life, and him growing up Christian and why he left, and you know, he says he still has you know the yearning for faith, but he just can't come around to it. So I think that'll be a cool conversation about you know faith and loss of faith and what role it plays in people's lives.
Yeah, 100%.
And for the History Unhinged, we're talking about gambling.
Yes, one of the 2 episodes.
We're talking about Jesus and gambling.
There's a guy in the credits for Sinners that's historical gambling consultant, and I just want to say
awesome.
That would be one of the greatest jobs to have.
Yeah,
that would actually be so badass.
Or just a guy to get a beer with, to be honest.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely. Matteo Martel 8366 says, "Hi Lodge, when it comes to chemical disasters, I'm currently a disaster and emergency management student graduating in December this year. Would you be interested in any help?" Well, I know there's somebody else watching this show right now that also is interested in potentially doing it. So help would be wonderful. That question also may help.
If it's the kind of thing you'd be interested in doing like the writing for a channel, we could probably set you up with a presenter, or if you want to try presenting it yourself. But I will be honest about this. We did try to launch some variant of this. And had some trouble with finding the right people to lead channels. Just because, you know, this is, without tooting our own horns, this is harder to do than it looks. And if you're not used to it, or if it's something that you just don't have the personality for, then it can be really difficult. And if you're, you know, not open to a certain criticism, I'm not naming any names here. Nobody who sees this should perceive it to be personally against them. But yeah, so that's the kind of thing is if you're like, hey, you know, I would love to do this, and you send us a demo tape, and the writing is phenomenal, you know, and the editing's awesome, but the presentation just isn't there. We might set you up the presenter, so like don't take that personally, but that would be something, you know, if you're interested in creating content, we are very open to bringing people on.
Writing and presenting are 2 very different skills, and it is okay to like have a better capability in one versus the other.
Yes. Partnerships work better than somebody trying to do 2 things when they're not good at both.
Yes. Very much when started. Something Wicked 6330 says, have you heard of the disappearance of Jessica Heeringa? Heeringa. She was taken from a gas station about a mile from my school in 2014, and her body was never found.
How was it spelled? Heeringa, there it is.
Yep.
Jessica in 1987, died 2013. This seems like it could be our kind of thing. Yeah. Unsolved. So, yeah, I can take a look at that.
Sweet. Wolflord Brand for $15 is saying, reason I ask is because Dogman has shot way past any sort of, quote, reasonable cryptozoology interest like Bigfoot and shot straight into the most insane conspiracy theory, crazy woo stuff that's out there.
Oh, the Palmyra Wolves video, we dipped our toes into that a little bit. I read some of a book that was on Dogman encounters, and I was like, yeah, this is coast to coast AM, all right.
Chip with a hand grenade says, are we sure that Ed Gein wasn't the one making those AI videos of Mattis's voice?
I think he died in like the 80s.
Yeah, fairly certain.
So pretty sure.
Yeah.
Telemachus 2814 has been a member for 8 months, and Cartel Pilot for $5 says, you got to the sub goal last time. You owe us frosted tips. Go to it, Matosi, or I will engage in a large-scale, based international conquest.
We did not get to the frosted tips goal.
Also, yeah, when was the last time we did
goals? I have no idea.
I think it was like 2022, like I'm going to be honest.
The last time we got to the frosted tips goal, I did it.
Yeah.
You did, yeah. And there is, I believe, still the custom emoji in the Discord.
I believe so, yes. Yeah. Why would you tell them about that?
Yeah, spam that next to the Empereg on everything from now on. You're welcome for the reminder.
Most people know it's there.
Just read the next super chat, please.
Bryn von Draken 1097.
What a name.
I know, phenomenal. Says, what topic plans does the Lodge have for 2026?
Oh, I can read them to you.
Yeah, we've actually started planning ahead now.
There are several that didn't make it into this list because I forgot we had to do them, such as Penhurst Asylum. And I was originally going to do one video on the Ohio cluster, but then it turned into a 20-page video on Rita Lent that's coming out next week. So that's, that happened. But yeah, so for January, we have one that is Stories from the North. To be honest with you guys, that one was a bit, it's something new we were trying. Liked some things about it, didn't like other things about it. I think you guys will still enjoy it. It's basically a more narrative, a more narrative version of 3 stories we've covered before. That was kind of designed to read more like almost like a creepypasta, but still getting all the facts right. That was mainly because we just didn't have time to write as many videos over the holidays and shoot as many videos over the holidays as we needed to. So we were like, all right, well, we don't want to give them another compilation. Instead of doing a compilation, what if we do a rewrite and reshoot and re-edit kind of thing? So that's coming out. That will be out on the 9th. Rita Lent will be next week. I was planning to do Chance Engelbert for the 22nd. I might now do Montauk Project instead. The 29th will be Balto, the true story of the Balto diphtheria run and the hero Huskies that were involved that were not Balto. Because Balto was obviously a big deal, but like
Togo
and the rest of them, and I have a Husky. So, and then we've also got one planned for the Sundance Kid, the Phantom Killer of Texarkana, Ken Rex McElroy, and Chris Kremers and Lisanne Froon. So we're basically planned out through mid-March.
Did you intentionally time Sundance Kid as the last Colorado-hosted Sundance Film Festival to coincide with?
No, I did not.
Oh, yeah, no, this is the very last year they're doing it in Sundance, like the place where they do Sundance.
Absolute cinema.
Where are they doing it now?
Boulder, Colorado, I believe.
Okay.
Which is weird, like Colorado already has Telluride, so I don't know why they did that. But there was a bunch of cities that
so
like
it's still in Colorado.
No, it was usually in Utah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's where it's been, and Robert Redford named it that after the role of the Sundance Kid. And so they decided to move because they've outgrown that town now, and there was a short list that had, like, I think Minneapolis, Cincinnati, somewhere in Ohio.
Those would have been terrible ideas.
Yeah. Then Boulder, and I forgot what the other one was, and then they went with Boulder. So
I mean, out of those options you gave us, Boulder makes the most sense by far.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Definitely logistically it does, and it's close enough to the environment that's still going to feel the same. It's just weirdly close to another major film festival, which is
what, South by Southwest?
No, that's in Austin. Telluride.
Got it.
We have our own now, which is cool.
Yeah, we have the Phoenix Film Festival.
Yeah, we're planning on getting something in there this year.
That's the hope.
Let's do it. That's the dream. And then Eleanor Howler Werewolf Queen is back for $50, saying, glad to see you guys live again. PTSD therapy money for you here. And then 3-part question. Part 1, how have you been? Part 2, which
Straight vibing.
Yes. Part 2, which of your channels are your favorites to watch/work on? And number 3, any plans for more aviation mysteries, preferably real, not like the MH370 orbs? Here's the problem. I really like the aviation videos, and I thought people did too. So I suggested that we do MH17. And how'd that go?
Not well. Did not go well.
Mattis, very blatant.
Not only did I hate writing it the entire time, but it did terrible numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was convinced we'd do all right, especially considering how much y'all seem to like it. Y'all didn't seem to like it.
If somebody else wants to work with us to do an aviation disasters channel, all for it.
The downside is I looked because I was curious about it. And there is one.
There are several. Pilot Debrief is a good one.
Yeah, there was another one that was like green something. It was like green dot animation.
Yeah, green something aviation. They did a video on MH370 that people referenced a lot in our comment section to tell us we were wrong.
It was relatively recent. I don't know if they did it at the same time, but from what I saw, I didn't watch a full video, but the production quality is really solid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a little bit out of our wheelhouse, as much as I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then the the second one was, what are your favorite channels to watch/work on? Which of our channels are our favorites?
I mean, Probably Lore Lodge.
Fair.
History Unhinged is the most fun.
That's the thing.
History Unhinged is by far the most fun.
Yeah, that's my favorite to be on for
Yeah.
sure because it's the most entertaining.
I like Lore Lodge a lot when I get to look into something I'm actually interested in.
Yeah.
Or that's a genuine mystery or something like that. When it's something like MH17, I just want to do things to myself I can't say on YouTube because last time I did, they deranked us for 3 months.
That was kind of how it was with editing Lore Lodge. It was like there were certain ones where it was like I'm really amped to do as much as I possibly can, and then there were ones where it was like 4 a.m. on Thursday.
Yeah, and you're like, I hate this.
Yes, yeah. So it's very give and take. Right now, I hate my life for silver retention because I decided I would do some. I'm still waiting on a section for the Heat video. I won't tell you what that is. So I decided to do a different topic, not realizing that I would then also do a 33-page script for that. And I'm halfway through editing the video that I'm going to be staying up late tonight to finish for you guys because I've just been sitting there too long. It's proving to be way more work than I would have anticipated. It's really not fun.
For my answer, as a viewer, my favorite is Lore Lodge when it's specific topics. I get into you guys really because of like folklore and like mythology. Like you did the video on was goblins or something early on or whatever. Like that was
ages ago, wasn't it?
That was one of the first ones that I was really into. But my favorite is the live / now podcasts in general that you could be talking about anything, and I enjoy the lives. Whereas the pre-recorded, I really like those specific topics.
Yeah, I've been enjoying that too. Now that we can kind of focus those a little bit more, and it's not a scramble to figure out what we're talking about that night.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest problem. Was it was such a scramble to figure out what we were talking about that night. Also, since we were getting close to 8 p.m., anybody who has not gotten a super chat in, try to get it in by 8 p.m. because we're going to cut it off there. Because I figure we've still got a lot to go through.
Yes, yeah, we're still a decent chunk, not a crazy amount, thankfully, but for a group of men who have a lot to do this evening. Still,
yeah, I have to read the other half of a book about Ed Gein.
Yep.
Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Yep. I have to do another half of channel that's not monetized yet. All right, Snake Eyes 941 says, as a resident Rome appreciator, I'm curious what your opinion on Caesar's Legion is. Do you think it does a good job of mimicking the Roman Empire, or is it just a facsimile of a man who doesn't understand philosophy or history? Would you like me to do that one more time?
No, I understand the question. I haven't played New Vegas.
Is that what it's a reference to?
I'm pretty sure that's what he's talking about.
You say New Vegas?
I'm pretty sure he's talking about Fallout New Vegas. Or maybe the Fallout TV show, because I know that that's recently
I thought Caesar's Legion was like a Roman themed game.
No, I'm pretty sure he's talking about Fallout.
Okay, all right.
This just goes to show how little I know about Fallout.
Yeah. I never got really all that into Fallout. Assuming you're talking about Fallout, which I think you are. I never really got all that into it. I think what I liked about Skyrim was how alive the world felt, and you don't get that with Fallout. So,
yeah, I was having a conversation recently. Like, there's a lot of games that growing up I didn't play, and I was like, I feel like the only way I could justify playing them now is if I like made videos about playing them.
Yeah.
But the problem is with stuff like that for me, I usually don't talk, so it's kind of worthless to make a video about that because I'm not someone who yaps through the game. I just like sit there in silence and play it for 10 hours.
Right. Exactly. Same here.
I told him what would be cool though is because he's never played Red Dead Redemption 2. That is not necessarily the most streamable game, but I think somebody in 2026 who has never played a minute of it before, that could be interesting for people to follow through.
We also did have that idea of having a server where we could have like our own version of a Red Dead story play out.
Ooh.
Yep. Well, are you still considering doing your channel as just a general gaming channel?
I think that's in the works.
Okay. Because I was going to say, like, because if I was going to do it,
that would probably be the channel to do it on, yeah.
Exactly, because I'm not going to start a whole new gaming channel for that.
That one's already monetized.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, like, I have no interest in attempting to build an audience for me as a gamer.
It's difficult.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd rather just, like, have a little fun every now and again than try and, like, that. Anyway, who do we have here? Don Carson?
Huh?
Donkaksn? DONKAKSNN. 172. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that properly. Says, any good websites for building a Renaissance Fair outfit that is not Amazon or cheap made in China drop shipping sites?
Oh, I mean, it kind of depends on what you're looking for. We have a partnership with Epic Armory. So if you're looking, I know they do clothing. They mostly do armor and weapons. They're great. We have been working closely with them. We actually have an ad that we have to do for them anyway because they gave us a whole bunch of stuff for War of the Barons. But if you're looking for, I will also say this: they are probably for the quality, the most affordable for high quality stuff. Felon Fair is also awesome. They are a little bit on the
you want to drop $200 for a pair of boots. Yeah.
Exactly. If you want to drop $200 for a pair of boots, like $160 for a tunic, like that kind of thing. It's great quality, made in America stuff, but it's very expensive. Epic Armory is a lot more affordable and still solid quality, very actually high quality. I don't mean to differentiate in that way. It's just like one is considerably more expensive than the other.
Fair.
Yep.
Also, Great Company has good stuff for certain aspects. I have a Great Company Gambazon.
Nice. Sylvia Frazak 285. Again, apologies if I'm not getting that.
This is a lot of numbers. Good.
There was like a ZC.
I don't know why everybody's names have numbers in them now.
Yeah, I know, it's odd. But they've been a member for 13 months. Tyler Dalrymple for 569 says, how can you have never seen lost tapes? What were you doing at midnight in your early childhood? They're on YouTube. Reach to them at some point.
Yeah, I react to them. I could probably do that. I could probably react to them on the streaming channel.
Those are fun when you like react and live debunk stuff. The one you did with the Freemasonry videos,
yeah,
that was great. That was a good one.
I had fun with that. I miss those.
Zachary Smith 6012 for $20 says, first time catching the show live, but I have been a sort of irregular viewer since 2013. It's a big catalog of episodes, but do you both Aidens have a favorite Lore Lodge episode that you've worked on?
Ooh, that's a good question. I definitely do. I would kind of have to go back through our catalog and look, though. I had a lot of fun doing the David Politis is Lying to You video. I had a lot of fun doing both Tartaria videos. Also wanted to rip my hair out, but had fun doing it. I think the big Valley of the Headless Men one, that was like an hour and a half long. That was, I very much enjoyed doing that.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a solid one. I really enjoyed editing. The MH370 one was fun.
Yeah.
And then I really enjoyed all of the John Bonet ones.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? That's the answer is I love doing the John Bonet videos. It kills me because they don't get views. And with how we're trying to grow the channel and invest in building a studio and bringing on new creators and sort of building something that we can continue doing for the next 20 years instead of having it just be, because you're kind of teetering on a knife's edge with this kind of thing. If the algorithm decides you're out, you're out. So we're trying to build something that will run even if Lore Lodge isn't doing well in the algorithm, which means I can't really do the John Bonet stuff, even though I really want to do the John Bonet stuff.
I suggested the possibility of Pepperbox, but we also didn't want to exclude people who don't want to or can't afford joining Pepperbox. So.
Since we've already done 5 of them, I don't want to be like, hey guys, now you only get them on Pepperbox. So that said, if we do like Madeline McCann or something like that, that will probably end up on Pepperbox. But John Bonet, at the very least, we will be finishing out on Lore Lodge. The hope is that it will be done and it'll go live as a multi-part series the week before the 30th anniversary at the end of this year. And it would be like back to back to back to back.
Sweet. Something Wicked said, I comment, quote, perchance Ussie on every video. Stop me, I beg you.
I mean, I can block those words.
Fair.
You've been able to block words this whole time?
Yeah. There's a lot of words. What am I supposed to do? Just keep thinking of ones to block?
I mean, is there a way to? No, I guess you probably can't do just like suffix ussy.
Actually,
I might be able to.
yeah, you probably could just do USSY.
Yeah.
That might be a good idea.
I can try it.
Don K2319 is a new member. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shadowlands Radio for $5 says, my song is about going through life on autopilot and regretting it. Kind of a vibe.
The one that's in dominant, Phrygian dominant minor something.
I believe so, yes.
What's it about?
Going through life on autopilot and regretting it.
I am reminded of the Adam Sandler film The Click.
Is Phrygian a mode?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know Mixed Lydian.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing.
And like Lydian. Okay. Interesting. All right.
I'm trying to think of something, but I have trouble naming my own songs.
I feel like we would need the lyrics.
If you want to send me the lyrics, I might be able to get to it.
Yeah. Ekmas Heart 3344 for $5 says, History Unhinged idea. Please react to History of the Entire World, I guess.
Oh, that'd be great.
Which is a great
Patreon
video.
segment? Yeah, that'd be a solid
great.
one.
I will say I did start the other day putting together just like a general topics list
Yeah.
for what we could do because there's generic stuff that I think we should do. For example, like after talking with Andrew, like history of gambling, history of random like different things like history of iron, history of gunpowder, history of, you know,
everything.
ships. Literally,
You
yeah.
might say.
That's the thing. But then
Somebody
like
should make a podcast out of
Somebody should make a podcast.
Somebody
You can make a religion out of this.
but then something like specific like the true lives of pharaohs or something. Like, you know, I feel like would be really cool. But then like reaching out to like
And he banged his sister. And then they had a kid, and then that kid also banged his sister for like 1,600 years straight.
that just sounds like every royal family ever though.
Yeah, except
Cousins.
Except they've
Yes.
lasted so much longer than every other civilization doing that.
Yeah, so how did that work?
It didn't. They had other people ruling the kingdom.
That'll do it. All right, we can't let this
Had your
become a
Grand
History
Vizier.
Unhinged episode. What?
Your Grand Vizier or something like that, whose job it was. I mean, two of the stories in the Bible are about some other guy from another place ruling Egypt for the Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like Joseph shows up and they're like, "You are quite wise. Would you like to run the country?" And Moses is like, shows up and they're like, "You are quite wise. Would you like to run the country?" And then they're like, "We're gonna kill all the Jews." And Moses is like,
"Could you not?
Let my people go."
Based.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch Prince of Egypt. It's been a long time since I watched Prince of Egypt.
Yeah, same.
I would do a watch party for Prince of Egypt.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Wolflord Brand for $5 says, I watched the Mothman video and shared it to several friends who swear by the Mothmussy as a real being.
Why? Why do they think that?
One theory I've heard that is an interesting, if you do need a supernatural explanation, is that it's not an insectoid at all. It's a name for the phenomenon of people seeing death or the angel of death.
The angel of death one.
Yeah, that if you can't chalk it up to something that is real, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
There is a literally real flying insect monster.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Ryan Whipcup for $5.76 says, Happy New Year to you,
Happy New
fine
Year.
gentlemen. Hope all is well.
It is, for the most part.
Ben said he's still driving home from Blobfest.
Not
Last
shocking.
time he got out of the car, the ground was shaking and the sky turned red. That was 2 weeks ago. A man hitchhiked with me for 2 days and told me I was in the Yukon territory.
Dude, at this point, just write a creepypasta. You've got one written at this point from your stops.
At this point, just get on a plane.
Yeah, maybe it'll get read by Wendigoon.
Let go of the car.
Probably will, actually.
Yeah.
Philip Reed 7099 for $5 says, something I've always wanted to ask a historian is, why did Constantinople get the works?
Like
in reference to the song?
Like in 1204, or like when it got the works,
He's talking
got the
about the
works?
song.
Oh.
But is it by They Might Be Giants? Is that who it is? Who did the Constantinople song?
Don't know.
Why did it get the works? Because the Turks couldn't build anything of their own.
Woof.
Woof.
They built a lot of yachts.
Because the Turks were like, what if what if we were Rome now? And then they were like, we can't keep calling this city Constantine, which is what they called it after they conquered it. Once they became not the Ottomans, once they became the Republic of Turkey, they were like, we got to name it something else. What do we go with? And they were like, oh, I know. The big city.
Is that what Istanbul means?
Yeah.
Did you know that apparently Istanbul has one of the largest luxury yacht construction
Oh, I'm sure.
zones?
That
in the
sounds
world?
about right to me.
Yeah. Basically where it's situated, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's literally they've built some of the they have broken multiple records for largest yacht ever built.
Huh.
Dude, some of the coolest stories to ever happen come out of that city.
Yeah.
My favorite is still the Harold Hardrada escaping from Constantinople, just like breaking out of prison, stealing 2 galleys, and then everybody running to the back of the ship to lift the front of the ship over the chain.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Just got Fleetwood Mac playing in the background. that guitar solo as they're going over the chain.
That would be so cool. Ace Darkblade 1552 for $10 says, History Aiden, I sent you a few links to help in the pursuit of the Mississippian cultures.
Ooh, where did you send them?
Would imagine an email.
Probably an email form. I will look around for them. I did buy some books.
Nice.
Like one I was interested was the Solutrean hypothesis.
Which is?
Basically that the first Native Americans, or the Native Americans who became the Clovis culture, actually came from Europe, not Eurasia and Asia. Based on what I found so far, I haven't read the pro Solutrean book yet. I did do a little bit of cursory research regarding the anti-Solutrean theory, and we talked to Flint Dibble about it, and he had some points about like why it's probably not true. I think, was it Flint, or was I watched? We either talked to Flint about it, or I'm mixing up the conversation we had with Flint with a video from Stefan Milo, who's also great. I would love to get him on the show. But that's the one I'm interested in. The Mississippians is an interesting one.
It kind of reminds me of the, what's his name, like Thor Heyerdahl or whatever, that proved that Australia could have been settled from the Pacific side instead of the African side. It's kind of that type of.
Yeah, and it's basically based on this one X haplogroup.
Yeah.
Jimmy Corsetti, of course, has pounced on it and insisted that Native Americans were European based on this. It's crazy how everything Jimmy Corsetti says always comes back to Europeans did everything.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's, really into white supremacy. Almost. I would never accuse him of being a white supremacist. No, he doesn't say it outright, but he implies it all the time. But yeah, it's an interesting theory. From what I understand, based on the anti-Solutrean hypothesis theory, is that the haplogroup actually disappears from Europe before it shows up in the Americas, and that while they are both an X haplogroup thing, they are not the same X. They divert. They're independently developed.
Oh, sure.
I don't know much about genetics, so this is going to be one of those things where I've really got to read a lot to understand what the arguments are, and basically present the argument for each side and say like, hey, it's up to you to decide what you think. But
makes sense. Okay. Sorry, something just jumped. Violently American for $10 says, Yo, Aiden's first stream I caught live after boot camp, bought an AUG with the 1776. Also, what do you think about so many Coast Guard drill instructors being lesbian? 5 out of 6 that I met.
Wow, that was
a mimetic nuke, is what that
was.
A
lot of words at once. First of all, nice purchase. Solid weapon. Congratulations on completing boot camp.
Yes.
I presume in the Coast Guard. As for why so many of them are lesbians, do lesbians like boats?
I would.
I mean, the Navy's all gay guys. So it makes sense that the Coast Guard would be all lesbians.
I'd put forth the hypothesis that the traditional branches probably are not fond of having female drill instructors because they probably have that ingrained sort of like tradition of these are like macho men that have to be the drill instructors. So
I think the Marines in the Army do have
somebody,
female, though.
They may do, but there may just be like a cultural thing, whereas the Coast Guard might be like chiller about that and be like, oh, you're a lesbian that wants to yell at freshmen for a living? Please do.
I think there might be some validity to that. Gus the Kiddas 9808 for $21 says, been waiting for this Q&A for so long. I'm working on the graduation invites. Random question for my graphic novel. What is the pre-Christian influence origin of the Fae in Europe? Where did earlier Europeans say the Fae came from?
We have several videos that go into the Tuatha now, the problem is we don't necessarily know because the Celts didn't write much down. What we've been able to reconstruct is that it was probably very similar to the Germanic pantheon, which we understand a little bit better. Not necessarily in that it had the same gods, but that it probably functioned in a similar way. It is perceived that the deities are some sort of family. In Welsh, it's the Tylwyth Teg. In Irish, it's the Tuatha Dé Danann, the folk of the goddess Danu. But yeah, it probably is that they originated as, gods of thunder and gods of the harvest and gods of horses, like Epona, for example. So yeah, it probably is a very similar thing. Now, where you might find an interesting route to discuss with it, if you're going pure fiction that's just kind of based on historical understandings, one of the hypotheses about the Norse pantheon and why you have the Aesir and the Vanir, and this would go also with because you don't really see this in the Celtic. It might be because we don't know enough about it. It might be because it's not there. And them being the furthest west, it would almost make sense if it wasn't, because there have been a number of conversations about, are the Celts actually Indo-European? Their languages, but was their culture? And there's a minority opinion that Celtic actually isn't an Indo-European language at all, and that it came from the West, and that it mixed with early Germanic and turned into what we know as the Celtic languages. Again, not a linguist, but
where would they have migrated from, if not from?
They would have been Paleo-Europeans.
Oh.
So similar to the Etruscans and the Basque and groups like that. Now, Celtic is so different from Etruscan and Basque that it doesn't make a ton of sense. But when there were a lot fewer people, there could be greater linguistic pockets and things like that. Point is that the Celtic language and the Celtic culture may have different origin points. Usually that's not how it works. Usually you see language is pretty inextricably tied to culture. And you even, like, Orwell even talks about this. Like, it comes all the way through into modern language, that if you can't perceive something, if you can't talk, if you don't have a word for something, it's really difficult to perceive it.
Yeah.
So that's not the same thing, obviously, as the idea that culture and language were inextricably tied together. But the idea with the Aesir Vanir and the Olympians and the Titans is that these might be examples of, the Vanir and the Titans might be the Paleo-European gods, and that the Aesir and the Olympians might be the Indo-European gods, and that when they came over, rather than just totally eliminating the existing pantheon of the people living there, they syncretized and sort of turned into this new system where you've got the new gods and the old gods. And this is why there's the Vanir are so much more fertility oriented, and the Aesir are so much war oriented.
Yeah, it would make a lot of sense.
Titans are so much more primordial, and the Olympians are more the gods of concepts and things like wine and war and those kinds of things. Now, what's interesting about that is Zoroastrianism is also Indo-European, and it is so much more like Judaism.
Yeah.
I mean, like Zoroastrianism, you have Ahura Mazda, I think, is the good god, and something Minu, I think, is the bad god. Basically, gods of light and dark. It's dualist, and it's the one is the creator, the other is the corrupter. Very, very different. Now, you do see certain aspects of that in things like, Loki.
Yeah,
is a trickster god. So there is something to that. But then you look at it, it's like, this is a lot more like God and Satan.
Yeah.
God and the devil than it is like what's going on in Europe. So.
Yeah, because I'm even going through and I can't really think of a European, like an indigenously European religion that does have that, like, these dual, equal good and evil things. They feel much more like families of gods than a supreme deity and a rebellious deity that are constantly in conflict.
Nice. I just all I was focusing on that, other than because everything crashed for a second. It really is nuts that we as humans have the elite grouping of bipedal thumbs and the ability for complex language.
Yeah.
Like it's not shocking that we are the dominant species on this planet.
Oh yeah. If there were people without thumbs, we'd kill them so fast.
Yeah. For them.
What are they gonna do?
It's natural selection.
They're not gonna Snapchat about it.
No.
They don't have.
Oh, you're talking about like right now killing all the thumbless people. Oh, I thought you meant like.
Yeah, dude. If I saw
when our
somebody without
species was a
thumbs,
full
I'd
thing.
just. I don't care.
Easy. The Rude Canadian 8068 says,
Like how we have violently American and rude Canadian.
yeah. On the cloak comment, perfect for the only lodge.
Only lodge. No.
Took me a second.
Yep. Felix Brewer Darknessin the Light for $5 says, the numbers might be because YouTube was working on only displaying usernames instead of display names. I wonder why.
Because Instagram started doing it.
Why would Instagram
did?
do that?
Yeah, if you look at your DMs on Instagram right now, it's usernames, not display names. On the message screen. I don't know, because Meta is stupid. I don't.
Anyway,
Unless you haven't updated in a while, that might be different. But here,
I
I'll show you.
never update anything on purpose.
Hellmane's been a member for 14 months. Thank you. Andrew.
Oh, the new Rivertown menu drops tomorrow.
Ooh. See what I mean? Like it's all usernames, not display names. See what I mean?
That's so annoying.
Yeah.
Andrew Tabery. Sorry, excuse me.
Yo, they've got comfy duck wings.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's just the usual duck wings.
it is?
Yeah.
Oh. Huh. They take away the hot honey duck wing. We riot.
Oh, so they just changed the sauce on the duck
We
wings? That was
riot.
the only thing that.
We riot.
Coffee's probably good.
Oh, so
though.
okay, so it's just instead of them being, because the hot honey duck wings were comfy with hot honey, so I
Oh.
guess they just took off the hot honey.
Oh no, they just renamed them. It's the same thing. Okay.
Checks on.
Oh, they got a lot more pastas now. They're bringing in bangers and mash with venison sausage.
Ooh.
Yo.
Oh,
Got all the burgers, right?
what?
Still got all the burgers, right?
Yeah, they got the nostalgia burger. No, actually, they kept the nostalgia burger, but they got rid of the whiskey burger,
Rip.
the pickleback burger.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess not enough people were doing
What do you think about Molly's bangers and mash?
I haven't had it.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's. I've had better.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Andrew Tabery for 762 says, any strange missing persons cases you've come across in North Dakota that haven't made it into videos? North Dakota being best Dakota, but we love the Southies too.
Honestly, there's just not a lot going on in North Dakota, but I can take a look at it. I could use a new state.
Yeah. The Superior Dakota is West Dakota, and East Dakota sucks.
South Dakota does have wall drug.
South Dakota does in fact have wall drug. We should have stopped.
We should have stopped at
You
wall
guys
drug.
didn't stop at Wall Drug?
We had to get from Deadwood to La Crosse
That's plenty of time to get
in a
Wall.
day.
It doesn't take that long to get through Wall in a way that satisfies your urge to go to Wall.
It was more just like you had to get off the highway. It also was a lot smaller than we were anticipating. Like all the signs, you're like, oh my God, this is going to be like the size of 6 Costco's.
Yeah.
And then
No.
they were like, this is going to be the King of Prussia Mall. And then it's like kind of looks like the Kaaba.
Yeah, everything's interconnected though, so it is really fast. Just
Yeah.
like go in one door, get it all done in like 20 minutes, unless you want to stick around and eat.
Well,
like,
next time I'm in the middle of South Dakota, I will stop at Wall Drug
I have no doubt we'll be there again.
for some reason
Yeah.
at some point.
Yep. Next up from Big Boss Tussball for $5 says, Aiden, when to go hunting in Minnesota when?
I feel like I have spent the last 5 years telling people to not do that.
Here's the thing: if we take it as a given that people are gonna do it, it probably should be us because we.
That's true. Yeah, that makes sense.
Better us who know what we're doing than people that don't.
She's gonna be out there. We're gonna find William Knifehand.
Incredible. So good. Also, Something Wicked is saying Sydney Watson gave you a shout out, which I think you would know.
Oh yeah, I heard it. Andrew Briggs told me about that. I was like, oh no way. It's always weird finding out that like the random people who watch. I forget that we're like a bigger channel now.
Yeah, I'm routistantly. You know what happened there?
Wow.
What do you think just happened there?
Something about autism, probably.
Nope. It was going to be routinely, but for whatever reason, my head went rotisserie.
I was gonna say it sounds like you tried to say rotisserie.
Yeah. So I combined routinely and rotisserie for whatever reason. Anyway, I routinely forget that we are as large as we are, and we actually, have a base that extends beyond like 6 people.
What are you, like 730 right now? What are we?
750,
Sorry,
almost
50.
Getting there.
My grumbies, my Tumby's grumbing.
Is it? Your Tumby's grumby?
Dude, I went to bed at 11 last night. I didn't fall asleep until 1.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wearing. Oh no. I've been wearing a smartwatch for whatever reason. I fell asleep at 1 and I woke up at 10:30 this morning. And I looked at my watch and it said I only slept for 5.5 hours.
Well, what were you doing? Are you cranking your hog? Like,
no. That would have been much better use of time. No, for whatever reason, I just like I was up like every half hour, just awake.
that happens.
It was half of my night. I was
Luna
awake.
was probably just like tapping you on the forehead and then running away.
No, she was just in between my like calves.
Yeah,
Just,
Archie
like,
likes to
there.
do that.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing is like,
The size of a cat. So
well, then you got to like try and get comfy, and you're like, well, I don't want to disturb you, so I have to like maneuver around you underneath.
which is
the
so
blanket.
stupid because cats are so malleable.
They are.
Like, cats don't have form.
No, but
They're just kind of a.
They're kind of a liquid.
They're like the mind flayer in season 2.
Yeah.
but it's the epitome of like if you move too much, she'll get up and walk away, and like that feels wrong.
Yeah.
So
We will be talking about Stranger Things soon. You need to finish it.
I haven't watched any of season 5.
Just watch it.
Okay.
It's like 8 hours. More like 9 hours, but
Where am I
you
getting?
don't have to do it now. Just like
Well, that's crazy thing about season 5 was that they were like, it's gonna be like every episode's a movie, and every episode has the runtime of a movie.
and then it was more like every 3 or 4 episodes is a movie.
Yes, because the amount of plot in the hour and a half episode is not the amount of time in the hour and a half episode.
How many episodes are there?
Like 7, 8 in.
Well, I mean, guys, as we all know, the secret episode 9 is coming to tie up all the loose ends. It definitely wasn't shoddy writing.
Yeah.
They wrote an ending so bad that it gave half of the fan base schizophrenia.
Were there part 1s and part 2s for season 4?
I have no idea.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think they might have released it as like season 4 volume 1 and season 4
they did
volume
halves.
2.
This was the first time they did 3.
But
Okay.
it wasn't like, if you go back and you watch season 4, it doesn't, and you watch it all the way through, it doesn't feel like a part 1 and a part 2. It feels like a coherent story. This feels like,
I don't think I even watched season 4 part 2.
here's the thing, this feels like a really long 3-act play.
Okay.
And there's also a play that most people didn't see that somehow factors into it.
But then gets directly referenced. I
Like, it
think.
gets directly referenced in the show, and then they never explain any of it.
Because it's not just season 5 for me. I got to watch volume 2 of season 4 as well.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
No.
It's actually good. That's
Yeah.
season 4.
Was 4 good?
Here's the thing about the show as a whole. You know, I saw a lot of people criticizing the entire show because they didn't like things about season 5 and being like, oh, it wasn't even good after season 1. It's like season 1 was probably the best season of the show.
Yeah.
Because, you know, no matter how many times the Duffer Brothers insist that they had everything planned out from the beginning, I'm like, yeah, so did George Lucas. He totally knew what was going to happen in the whole series from the beginning until you read the original script for episode 5, and it's like, this is nothing like what happened. You can see the crumbs, but this is not the whole cake.
No, well, you remember what the story really was.
With
With the original trilogy.
vaguely.
He wrote the whole story as one, but it was too long to make one movie. So
Yeah.
he split them into
The original 3.
Yes, exactly, yeah. So
But episode 5, as it was originally written,
Very different.
is very
yeah.
different from the episode 5 we got.
yes.
Yeah, like
Changes were made. Yeah.
Exactly, like Vader was not Luke's father when season 1 was when episode 4 was written.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
In the original
No,
story.
Anakin is Luke's father.
Right.
Vader and Anakin
Vader
aren't
weren't the same
guy.
person until he wrote Empire Strikes Back. Like there's a they shot when when they do the scene where Vader reveals that he's Luke's father. They shot Luke's side or Mark Hamill's side first, I think, and they didn't. And so they used the like old fake dialogue for Mark Hamill's shot. Then when they did the reverse on Vader, David Prowse said, "I'm your father."
No, I don't think it wasn't David Prowse. It was James Earl Jones was the first one to actually say those words.
Because, so whoever they had.
Yeah, because in that scene, they had just told Mark 5 minutes beforehand, because the only people who knew it were Lucas, Kirshner, and then Mark 5 minutes before they shot that. And what David Prowse in the suit was saying was, Obi-Wan killed your father.
Right, yeah. Right. And then, yes, so, but then that's
the point. There's like obvious
BTS,
that was not the original plan.
Right. Like,
but that was the thing, is that like Lucas had Kirshner tell Mark 5 minutes before.
I know, but that's my point, is like when he originally wrote out the story, episode 5 was very different.
Where are you getting this from?
I cannot remember, but I read a portion of the draft.
Okay, because having just rewatched Empire of Dreams like 3 weeks ago, like at least in that telling, it was very much that like that was the plan. It's just that he didn't get the opportunity. He couldn't include it in episode 4, so he had to shelve it. But that was the reason he made the contract.
But I think, but Lucas does this where he kind of like he credits himself with more forethought than he kind of had. I've noticed that pattern over the years.
That's why I like Tolkien so much. Is he's like, yeah, man, I did not even plan on writing Lord of the Rings. I wanted to write this weird Bible about elves, and then they were like, nobody's gonna read that, so you got to write something else first.
Yeah.
So I wrote Lord of the Rings, and then I finally got to write the Silmarillion. Also, The Hobbit wasn't originally even in the same universe.
Oh, really?
No, The Hobbit was a children's story he was telling his son, Christopher. And Christopher is like, he literally, the excerpt from one of the letters that Tolkien wrote explaining this is that he was telling Christopher this story as a bedtime story each night, just making it up as he went along. And then one night, Christopher said, he was pointing out like plot holes here and there, but one night he said, wait, the other night you said that the door was blue, but tonight you said it was green. You said the doorknob was brass, but now you said it's silver. And he writes his letter. He's like, damn the boy. And he got up and went over and started writing things down.
So this very heavily explains why he describes things so intently.
Yeah.
In his books. It's because his son was extremely autistic.
Oh yeah, his son was incredibly detail oriented, which is why after Christopher Tolkien dies, Lord of the Rings adaptations start getting weird.
Yeah.
But just to come back to where we were.
Yes.
With Stranger Things, the point I was trying to make is that season 1's great. It is a great show. It can be self-contained. That could be one limited series. You can tell that they had, how did I put it to you on Twitter the other day?
Oh, it was
season 1 was fully planned out. Season 2, they had an outline. Season 3 was concepts of a plan.
Yeah. Yeah. Season 1 planned all the way through. Season 2 outlined, but not fully planned. Season 3 concepts of a plan. Season 4 soft reboot. Season 5 2 seasons in a trench coat.
Yeah. And season 5 was exactly what happened with Game of Thrones, where it's like, you clearly rushed at some point in here. I think the reason everybody was dogpiling the whole show so badly is because they were just really fed up with season 5. Season 1 is probably the strongest. I think season 3 is the next strongest, personally.
Yeah, 2 I didn't like. That.
2 kind of felt like they didn't know what to do with it. Like, it felt like they had written a really good first season, but they didn't know how to write that show again without writing that show again. And then season 3, they did something new.
I remember enjoying season 2 the most for whatever reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Which season do you think is season 2?
Season 2 is the one where Steve is in the gray jacket and he's babysitter Steve the whole time. It's not when he's working at the place.
Okay, yeah, that's the right one. Then, yeah.
For whatever reason, I just really enjoyed that. I liked his subplot with the kid.
Yeah, which is so really funny because they're like, we had everything planned out from the beginning. It's like, you guys were gonna kill Steve.
Yeah.
Early. and then you liked him too much.
That was the thing. He was a dick, and then you made him cool.
Yeah, that's the other part of the vitriol with the whole show is that, like, this whole time the Duffers have been swearing up and down, oh, there's all these big reveals. We've been laying the groundwork meticulously for this. Turns out they haven't been.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, you've been lying to us not just for this season, but for the entire time.
Yeah.
So it sours some of the other stuff that everybody thought was really significant.
And while I think everyone wildly overreacted to the scene of Will coming out, because, like, again, we all knew he was gay. Like,
yeah.
I don't. Nobody had a problem. Well, almost nobody had a problem with him being gay. The obvious people who would have a problem with him being gay had a problem with him being gay. Nobody had a problem with Robin being gay. Nobody had a problem with Will being gay. It was really the 6-minute and 51-second long coming out scene right before they're supposed to go fight Vecna, where they're like, oh my God, you know, like, Will's like, if I don't tell all my friends, then Vecna's going to use it against me because he knows I'm scared of them finding out. And so then Will tells everybody, and then Vecna never actually mentions it. Like, you're expecting there to be some scene where Vecna's like exposing the truth to all of Will's friends, and by the power of friendship and the fact that they don't give a shit that he's gay, you know, they beat him. Like, it's set up for that to be like Vecna's stumbling block. And you're like,
right,
a little bit of a silly stumbling block, but I understand it. And then not only does it never come up again, but the scene where they defeat Vecna is shorter than the coming out scene.
Really?
Imagine, you remember, trying to think of a good example for this.
It was almost how, like, people thought The Long Night was going to be like its own season, or not The Long Night, whatever the new Long Night is called.
Wait,
and then
is
it's like,
is this Game of Thrones?
yeah, and then it's like it's one episode. It's kind of like a smaller version of that, where it's like, oh, this is the thing we've all been waiting for. 5 minutes.
Got it.
Yeah, like literally, I think it's 6 minutes and 32 seconds.
Yeah. Interesting.
And it's the. Remember when everyone was clowning on the Flash TV show for the bad CGI?
Yeah,
it's slightly better. Like, ever so slightly better. You know what it's most comparable to is Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
If it were with the piss yellow filter.
Yeah.
It's a shame. I feel bad for Attack of the Clones because the Obi-Wan subplot in that is top tier.
Oh, Detective Obi-Wan's great.
Yeah. That is honestly, hot take. Attack of the Clones is one of my favorite ones to rewatch purely just because of Detective Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
That and the lightsaber duels are great.
Yeah.
The duels are great. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, because of the Detective Obi-Wan, I prefer enjoying that over Phantom Menace.
Have you seen the original cut of Windu killing Jango Fett?
I think I
have.
It's
the head?
so much more violent.
Yeah.
That they should have
He
gone
like
with it.
dismembers him.
Yeah.
It's not just the head. He gets like the
they
arms,
shoulda
the
gone with
legs.
it.
Like,
George was probably like, we need to save that for episode 3.
George is like, this is gonna get us an R8.
I want like a Twin Peaks missing pieces where they just go like, oh, all of the unused footage from the Star Wars saga, just have all of it. They don't need to edit it into anything. We don't need a director's cut. Just like give me the footage, the 6-hour Revenge
Star
of the
Wars
Sith.
Underworld.
Yeah,
I want George Lucas's dark, seedy Coruscant show.
Oh, I know. I want
that
it so
they
badly.
like took little bits and pieces and put them into Andor and Obi-Wan and Ahsoka and all of that. And I want Star Wars to stop hiring people who bullied kids who watched Star Wars growing up to write Star Wars.
Yeah.
Stop hiring the woman who made fun of me for being a nerd to write the thing that I love.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, every good Disney Star Wars project has been something from the Star Wars Underworld scripts, and everything bad has been somebody that didn't read any of the Star Wars Underworld scripts. You know what's crazy? I think I told you about this.
What, that Leslie Headland was like, I know that this was very heavily influenced by Japanese filmmaking. So what I'm going to do is Chinese filmmaking.
That was dumb. What I told you about this already. You know what else came from the Star Wars Underworld scripts that one of the writers that they brought in to work on it took with him as one of his ideas he contributed and made his own thing out of it?
You did tell me about
God of War.
Oh, really?
Kratos, the original ideation of Kratos was a character for the Star Wars Underworld show. And the guy that created it, according to the wiki for this, he was like, all right, well, this was a good idea. They're never going to use it, so I'm not going to break my... And he had to change it to be mythology instead of... so I'm not going to get sued for it. He's just like, hey, you want to make a great video game? This guy. And they're like, yeah, that would be a great video game.
That's wild.
Also, like, I understand why Force Unleashed isn't canon.
Yeah.
they could have done something with it.
It's so okay to do an Elseworlds thing.
It is too. Well, I mean, Disney's been doing all these what ifs, but like they literally could have just taken the character and put him somewhere else in the timeline.
Yeah. Or realistically,
or give us the Darth Revan show we've all been asking for. Where's the Knights of the Old Republic show?
Or Kenobi season 2?
Disney's like, no. Everything needs to be Disneyfied.
The only way
Andor was really good for a season, and then apparently it fell off. I didn't watch it.
I haven't watched 2 either.
I would only
Andy Serkis was phenomenal in it, though.
Oh my God, that whole subplot was amazing.
Yeah. And then the reveal at the end of season 1, what they've been building the whole time.
Yeah.
The only reason I want Kenobi season 2 is if they did kind of what they did with Leia with Luke when he's older, because they've already met before A New Hope. And so like doing something like that where we get to see like Luke when he's young.
I don't need to see Luke or Leia in season 2 of Kenobi. I think that was fine. I think that was great. I think what it needs to be, in my opinion, would be Detective Obi-Wan going and trying to rescue and find other Jedi that still exist. And like meanwhile, like still looking after Luke. But the idea being like he knows currently that there are still Jedi out there.
Yeah.
By the time A New Hope comes around, he says they're all but extinct.
Yeah.
He knows that Yoda's out there. Is he, in that ideation, only counting himself and Yoda?
Yeah.
And like, what are the stories that could be told of him essentially just trying to exist and help others? Because that was his big arc in the first season. It was, I am going to be a hermit. I'm going to stay away from everything because I failed. And then the whole arc that he had was, you know what? No, I am still a Jedi. This is still my thing. There's still more for me to do beyond just looking out for this kid.
Also, the best thing about the new shows they've made has been the non-CGI Clone Wars stuff, where they've actually used actors in the... Like, I get that for the huge battles, you're going to have to use some CGI.
Yeah.
But the scenes where the clones are actual people have been phenomenal. Have you guys played Star Wars Battlefront 2? Like the original one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Why not?
Yeah.
Give me Band of Brothers in Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's a book, Twilight Company.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
my point is like, take
do it as a movie. Yeah, I agree.
Also, like, it doesn't even need to be like the whole Clone Wars series, but give me the Battle of Umbara as a limited series or a movie. Give me, the Siege of Coruscant. What's the Fallujah campaign? Like, I would watch even just a 1 episode, like hour-long Fallujah movie.
Realistically, I would watch an Order 66
Sorry,
movie.
not Fallujah.
Yeah.
I forgot, that those were supposed to be.
Yeah. No, I would love to see an Order 66 movie.
Yeah.
Just
I think the storyline from Battlefront 2 would be such a good movie.
Oh yeah, opens with the clones narration as they're going to the
and you could
temple.
just have Tamara Morrison do the narration.
Yeah.
It's him.
That would be crazy. Yeah.
It's literally him.
I will say, I do have a challenge for people who enjoy Star Wars. Everybody dogs on the dialogue in the prequel trilogy, with valid reason.
Yeah.
But there is something that changed the way I watched those movies. And what changed the way I watched those movies is every time I look at Anakin, I think, this is a young man. In Attack of the Clones, he's a teenager. In Revenge of the Sith, he's in his early 20s.
Yeah.
This is a guy who, up until he was 5, was a slave, never had a dad, had a mom who died when he was a teenager, who was swept away into essentially a religious cult that basically never allowed him to experience any form of emotion in any form of healthy way. He only ever met one girl he found attractive or interested in, or at least was allowed to. And then in Attack of the Clones, also happened to be a queen who rescued him from slavery. So ideation there is understandable. My queen, yeah. So in Attack of the Clones, he is seeing the embodiment of his rescuing from slavery and also his first crush after having a decade of not being able to emotionally express anything about his internal feelings as a teenager. And then he gets a little bit better when he's in his early 20s.
I will say this.
It's when you take that context, suddenly him and his dialogue and his melodrama makes a lot more sense.
And then,
not saying it excuses it,
and then
it makes it a lot more digestible.
And then loses a limb.
Yes.
Is a literal war hero. He's given it the position of general and is a war hero for
Age
years.
of like 23.
And then is denied like the elevation to master that all of his peers in the order have.
That scene makes a lot more sense with the Clone Wars.
Exactly.
Yes. Oh, also he is being consistently groomed by the most evil person in the galaxy to, eventually commit genocide.
All that together, you're like, oh yeah, this is why he's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like, again.
Also, really easy fix, expensive fix, but considering George Lucas needlessly changed everything for the special edition in 94, we have the original like masters and everything. Why have they not redone the CGI from the original trilogy? It's so bad.
There's
for how much of it they used, it's so bad.
There are some elements of the Death Star fight that do just objectively look more.
Sure. I'm talking about the Clone Wars and the prequel.
Oh, why haven't we revisit that?
I'm sure it looked really cool in 1999.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other things that looked really cool in 1999, like frosted tips.
Yeah.
Do not look good now. And speaking of frosted tips, we have to get back to the super chat so we can go home tonight.
I will say it is amazing that Revenge of the Sith still holds up.
It does.
Oh, yeah. Revenge of the Sith holds up.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, moving on. Alligatori says, I am both a Patreon and a member. It's been amazing watching you guys go from TikTok to where y'all are now. Gom says, please don't get rid of memberships. I'm so close to 3 years.
We'll keep him around just for you, Gom.
There we go. Matthew Wertenberger, 1400, who gave us 99 cents.
Thank you.
Vampire from Pluto says, for $5, who should we talk to for y'all to be back on Unsubscribe? Also, the Cult Ranch sounds better every day.
Yep. As for Unsubscribe, I think Eli wants us to come down again. He just hasn't given us the exact date for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I remember.
I would love to be down there for longer, too, than just 25 hours. That was really fast.
Yeah.
They were even surprised that we were only there for 25 hours.
Yeah.
Like, they thought we were going to be there for a couple of days. We were not.
Yeah. That was probably just a scheduling
I think that was just their producer being like, let's just get him in and out.
Yep. Gom says, I claim responsibility for starting the
Mpreg.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway.
It's a great bid.
Cartel
I hit it every
Pilot.
time. I'm like,
Amazing.
I'm participating in this.
Cartel Pilot for $5 says, the sub goal for the Lord Lads, you blog pushers. Also, I'm paying $5 for this chat, and I have 50 characters left. Windowsy, 228.
Wasn't the sub goal for me to dye my hair that we had to get to like 750?
Yeah, we didn't do it.
Yeah, we're not at 750.
We were still not at 750.
Since YouTube is changing the algorithm again, we might never hit 750.
Yeah. Garrett Wright 152 says, hey guys, have you heard of the Cryon Horman case?
Kyrion Horman?
Kyrion, maybe?
I think so. Chiron? Yes, I have, but I can't remember what it was. Let me look it up really quick.
While you do that, Jacket1121 has been a member for 20 months and says, you haven't played New Vegas? It's one of the better games, and that you get to go full cowboy if you want.
So here's the thing. I would love to play New Vegas. I have heard it is arguably the best Fallout game. It just looks so old. And I didn't play it back then. So here's the thing. Like, if I can go back and play Halo, because I played it. I can go back and play the old Call of Duties. Actually, they're really hard to play now because you're like, it's so slow. But I can go back and play old Halo. I can go back and play Star Wars Battlefront 2 because they're nostalgic for me. I can do that with Skyrim. It's really hard to go play an old one that you've never played before and just have the graphics look like that. Now, if Bethesda did what they did with Oblivion, or they just rebuilt New Vegas in the Starfield engine, I'd be on it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
The problem is that, from what I understand, since New Vegas wasn't actually made by Bethesda, like it was the same engine, I believe, but it was made by another studio that Bethesda contracted. I've heard Todd Howard is a little bit salty about the fact that it's consistently regarded as the best Fallout game.
Yeah.
So we might not get New Vegas remastered, but I think if we did get New Vegas remastered, it would be awesome, and I would play the hell out of it. I think it would sell a lot of copies.
Yeah, that'd do well.
Yeah.
Pseudo Legend is asking, did anybody, including the chat, watch Avatar: Fire and Ash. They give it a 9 out of 10.
I feel like I should see it.
I have not seen a single Avatar movie.
Yeah, I've only seen the first one.
I saw the second one. The second one was solid.
Avatar.
There definitely was something to the groundbreaking technology of the first one.
That's what everybody said, but I remember watching it when it came out, and I was like, "How's this different than like Transformers?"
Because it was motion capture mostly. Like it was full motion capture of like facial expressions and.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't speak to the first one. I've seen clips that look pretty dated now, but I will say just following the industry more closely as I was in 2022, the cool thing about the second one was that a lot of the underwater type like CGI, entirely new softwares were invented for the movie, and new ways of shooting in an underwater environment like that. That's cool. A lot of the reason
Avatar doesn't look cool anymore is because everybody started doing what James Cameron did.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like the importance of the Avatar movies, in my opinion, is less about the movies themselves, and it's more about technology being pushed to its limit. That's what James Cameron does best. They're
tech demos.
He does great films, no doubt. Like Titanic was great. T2 was phenomenal. Like he is a good director, but he is like way more of a technical director than he is anything else. That doesn't mean he's a bad director. That doesn't mean he's bad at story. But it just seems like his primary focus is kind of like taking the baton from Lucas and just pushing the technology as far as it can go, and usually beyond what it can do.
Yeah.
So,
that's a good way to put it.
And then Waffles Cowpig 9603 is saying, I'm excited for what y'all make this year. Can we get more Native American history bits? I love those. Paperback OC and Plops haunt my dreams.
You should be getting something on the Hopewell culture in the Ohio cluster video.
Well, the large reason we haven't done it a ton recently is because we've covered those areas.
Part of it's that we've covered those areas already. Part of it's that I just haven't had the time because I've gotten so more in depth about the way I research things. And partially because, guys, I worked 80 to 90 hours a week for 4 years, and I have been enjoying not having to do that.
That's fair.
But, you know, as things ramp up with us trying to build things again, I'm definitely going to be working more. I almost had a bit of a mental breakdown in 2023, so or 2024, so I chilled a little bit more in 2025. Gave myself a lot more rest time. Yeah. Because I was going a little insane by the end of 2024.
Yeah. How you feel? It's right about where I was right before we got Kurt.
Yeah.
So. Allicatori says, if you do stream you playing games, I'd still watch it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know if that was about...
I don't know. Either one.
Oh. Yeah. Arbor Irrigation Installer has been a member for 20 months and gave a $10 super chat saying, I hope y'all enjoyed the satirical Hanukkah card and the Pride and Prejudice patch I sent y'all. The symbol
I don't think they've arrived yet.
Yeah, I don't think we've gotten them yet. That symbol is a pride flag for when you discover your sexuality at the family reunion. Merry Christmas from Alabama.
What?
A pride flag for when you rediscover your sexuality at the family reunion needs to get clipped.
We need to send a copy of that to Flaw. Yeah.
Yep. Vampire from Pluto is asking, are you interested in a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms?
In the show?
I believe so.
I've read the book. I'm hoping the show is going to be good.
Show me the casting for Aemon, then I'll tell you, because they're keeping it from us.
Yeah.
Fair.
They did say that they are not making the same mistake with House of the Dragon they did with Game of Thrones. They are not trying to extend the show beyond what has been written.
Good.
What has been written?
I think everything up through what's going to be season 4.
I think
season
so.
3.
Not gonna lie, I
don't think they're up to 4. I think it's 3.
It might be 3.
I haven't seen anything since season 1.
The crazy thing is that it's not a downgrade in quality from Game of Thrones season. Like the writing is better than season 8.
Yeah,
but it is not as pretty. Like it's so much more reliant on CGI.
Yeah.
Well, probably has a lower budget.
It does.
Yeah. Nothing's going to beat how like lived in the world felt for the first
season
good
1 through
bit
4.
of Game of Thrones. Like, yeah,
it felt real.
Yeah.
They made it feel very real.
I would imagine they're probably shooting less on location for House of the Dragon.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Because even shows with a higher budget, like Rings of Power, look way less real than early Game of Thrones did.
This is actually something that I haven't edited this portion yet, but in the silver retention video that I will hopefully have out tomorrow, depending on how late I actually manage to stay up tonight, is there's another video on YouTube from a channel called Tomorrow's Filmmakers that talks about a lot of things, but one of them he brings up kind of unintentionally is comparing The Dark Knight to the Batman.
Yeah.
And talking about how like more gritty and like realistic and things like that the Batman are, and gives there's another video that kind of talks about indexicality. It's from like Stories of Old, and how perceptual realism exists, and how CGI can kind of take you out of that. But one of the things that I go back to is in Tomorrow's Filmmakers video, he compares a shot of Gotham City in The Dark Knight versus a Gotham City in The Batman. And those films are a little over a decade apart. And what you notice, and then you start to see this parallel amongst a lot of different films in the last 5 to 8 years, is when you look at The Dark Knight, there is very little CGI.
Right.
It's also very blatantly Chicago.
Yes.
Like, if you know what Chicago looks like, that's Chicago. When you look at the Batman, that's Gotham.
Yeah.
But that Gotham is mostly CGI.
Yeah.
But it's a really amped up Gotham. And then you look at things like another creator, it was like Stories of Old, was comparing the most recent Jurassic World film to Jurassic Park, the original and the sequel. And it's just a shot of them walking through a field. And in Rebirth, it's very hyper real, you know, that you can clearly see it's a CGI background. And in the original Jurassic Park and the sequel, it looks like they're just walking through the woods. And it was something that I realized about modern filmmaking is everything that you see over the course of time and as films have developed is they are amping up the drama in every way, shape, and form. That's part of the reason why Lucas went back after 20 years and added CGI into certain things, is because he couldn't do certain things he wanted to do. Now we're seeing things with like, we reached the pinnacle of what we can achieve in camera on location with drama. You can build really big sets, but it's way easier to do CGI. And we're now at a point where if you made Jurassic Park or Jurassic World now, and it looked like people were just walking through the woods, we're so used to like multiverses and galactic style CGI that I think there's a valid argument to be made that like, you have to keep ramping everything up. Otherwise, audiences, for the most part, at least the general public, are going to look at it and they're like, this looks like a student film.
You say that, but I think Stranger Things just proved the opposite. Season 1 and 2 look so much better than anything that came after that.
But the thing is that's, again, ramping up the drama. Like,
well, and the other thing, too, is I think that on the acting side of things, you need to be a much better actor to be convincing on a set that is entirely a green screen.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And the actors aren't up to that caliber a lot of the time. So I think that's
on television,
you're sacrificing an acting performance, and also the fact that writers just aren't as good as they used to be. You're sacrificing the performance and the writing in favor of a bigger spectacle. Like, that works for the masses, but it's not good cinema.
I agree.
Yeah,
that's the problem, is that they are marketing like a lot of the Disney films. They aren't like something that I think everybody needs to reframe in their mind is most blockbusters are not movies. They're commercials for toys.
Yeah.
This has been true pretty much since Star Wars. But nowadays, like, especially because Disney owns the properties, everybody talks about how like Disney will have flops at the box office. Disney doesn't care what the movie makes at the box office, even if it's remotely close to breaking in, because they will make multitudes more that Christmas.
Which is why nobody should let Disney make any movies about anything they care about artistically ever.
Right.
I mean, that stuff they can still do. Like, same thing with Netflix. Like,
I have not seen a movie from Disney that matched Pirates of the Caribbean since Pirates of the Caribbean.
What about Andor?
TV show. And also, they gave Tony Gilroy way more freedom than they give almost anybody at Disney.
Andor was solid. Didn't feel as real, didn't feel as entertaining. The acting performances weren't there as much. Like, look, Skarsgård's awesome. He carried the show.
Yeah, I think, comparing Andor to every other Disney Star Wars property except Rogue One, it's S tier, right? I think there's a point that if we were to show a clip from the original Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy and Andor, there would be an element of, we'd look at Pirates of the Caribbean and go like, oh yeah, this was before they started working all their VFX artists today.
This is an unfortunate scenario, though, of also
Pirates of the Caribbean has a lot of practical effects.
Yes,
yeah, it does.
Well, there's a lot of CGI too, but my point being on that is there is a problem in the industry right now of quantity over quality, and I don't think that's just for a money grab. I think that's also, there have been more opportunities for creatives to have jobs than ever before, and I think there are a lot of instances where people are like, yes, we could get rid of a lot of these jobs. Then we're going to put out of work half of the people in the industry. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of people, it's like, we might consolidate some talent if we did that, but then we'd be also putting people out of work. So
maybe if the only reason that you have a job is because people would feel bad if you didn't have a job, you shouldn't have a job.
That's one way to look at it.
Like, if I run a supermarket and I've got a great staff, but then there's this one guy who can't stock a shelf to save his life, is really slow at the register, we're always adding him to shifts because we don't actually need him.
But that isn't the problem, though, because it's not the individual artist. It's the fact that all of those artists are getting more work because the movies are getting more CGI heavy. Therefore, they're more overworked and burned out, and they're being overseen by directors and producers that don't understand that.
Well, it's just because there are so many more opportunities for things to be made. Like back when it was let's take the mid 2000s as a prime example.
We got to wrap this up, guys.
I know. Give me 2 minutes and then we'll finish everything up. In the mid 2000s, what you had was you had a few major movie studios, and then you had a few major primetime television networks, and then you had some premium cable. Yeah. That was it. It was, you had CBS, CBS, ABC, Fox were the main three. You had others like TNT and TBS, stuff like that. And then you had the more premium channels like AMC, HBO, things like that, Stars. But it was still maybe a dozen or two places where you got, content from on a show style. Yeah. And then you had 20th Century Fox, Universal, Paramount, MGM, Sony as the main five. And then you had some subsidiaries of that, but like, Pixar and TriStar and Columbia. But even at that point, they had kind of started to consolidate. Not a whole lot of places to make things.
Yeah.
Which means that the places that are making things are only going to do so many things per year. Now, granted, they still made a lot. There were still like, dozens and dozens of films per year and dozens of shows, old and new, every year. But now, how many streaming services are there?
Too many.
Yeah. How many, all of the studios still exist. All of the television still exists. Now we have all of the streamers. And the thing is, the streamers don't have limits.
Yeah.
They don't have to build a schedule for 24 hours of what they're showing in a given week. They can put out a new show every day if they want.
Because the clock's bigger. That's the thing. With movie studios, they have to make enough work to fit as many trips out for a 2-hour movie as most people are going to make.
Yep.
TV comes along, and that gets bigger. They need to make enough work to fill a 24-hour clock times as many channels as technology allows us to have.
Yes.
Then streaming comes along, and you need an infinite amount of work.
Yes.
Because there's millions of people, hundreds of millions of people that are watching 24 hours every day forever. Especially during the pandemic when they had more free time than anybody is ever going to have for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. And I think, the business seems to be built on this idea right now of the demand is there needs to be something new on our platform all the time for people to watch.
Yep.
And I think it's going to get to a point where the companies realize it's not about having something new every day. It's about having something worth coming back and watching that is so good that the people that subscribe to us are willing to subscribe for an entire year to see something like that again.
Yeah, that's the hope.
And I think it's going to start shifting in that direction because the binging mentality of the early 2010s, I feel like made everybody think, oh, there is a massive demand for shows all at once right now. We need to fill that demand. I think over time, and it's going to happen very soon, there's going to be starting with the amount of people leaving streaming services as a result. They will start to realize maybe the demand is quality over quantity. Not saying that every streamer show is bad. It's just that when you have so much happening, quality control, and when you have so much happening so fast, quality control and ability to deliver a good product at a reasonable deadline is going to diminish, even if the quality of the talent from the people that you hire is as high as you could possibly get. By the nature of the beast, compromises are always going to be made, and when you put that much pressure and that little money into it, more compromises than would be desired are going to happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my rant over. Thoughts?
I kind of zoned out, to be honest.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, to just my last comment before we get back to super chats on that, to that point, there's only so fast you can animate. It's you know, there's a lot to be said about like how CGI has been used has changed. I think it's really interesting to compare Pirates of the Caribbean or Lord of the Rings, where it's like, oh, we just need to meld CGI elements with what is there practically, which is a lot, versus we need to have this entire environment in 3 dimensions be CGI.
Yep.
So there's something to be said about that. But the fact is, when the demand is at the level that Thornberg was just talking about, you need. There's only so fast you can work if you're a VFX artist. So I don't necessarily think that the quality of the people has gotten worse. It's just the fact that it's not a sustainable process for even the most talented VFX artists. Okay. And I know this because the people that finished Zack Snyder's Justice League in only under a year with a very low budget to finish it made it look as good as it does. And then the exact same team was used on The Flash, and that looks how it does. It's not necessarily the people.
Yep, 100%. Anyway, last couple here. Shadowlands Radio says they just sent you lyrics to the song on Insta. Arbor Irrigation Installer for $15 says, the Lord's been good to me this year. Here's a contribution so y'all can pregame more before History Unhinged and Weird Bible. Nice. Also, I loved the local history episode. More of that, more of the mayor, please. Yeah, we will definitely be getting you.
The mayor comes on. The mayor will come on.
Yes.
He will come. I wasn't going.
No. I was making like he will come.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes for $5 says, make the Berserk video Pepperbox exclusive to cuck JMO and appease Eli.
It would be really funny. They would not want that video. They'd be like, Aiden, what is this?
It's something.
Yeah, I feel like
it's something, all right.
New exclusive show for a new platform you haven't been on before is not maybe the best place for bit videos.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it.
Like,
okay.
You're not doing no Hyperborean War.
You held us up for all of the. Okay.
It was like a 7-minute talk. Dude, you went on a rant for like the Mesopotamian area for like 15 minutes.
In direct response to a question.
This was a rant-heavy episode, to be fair.
All right. Well, we will be doing another Q&A a month from now, probably. I don't know if it'll be on the same day as the regular show goes up or if it'll be another thing.
Place your bets in the comments to see what foreign leader Trump will have kidnapped for the February episode.
Whoever's in charge of Greenland, most likely, based on how things are going.
Hope we don't do that. That's going to be so bad.
Yeah. I do think if we make an offer to buy Greenland, Denmark's stupid and not sell us Greenland. But
we already did that.
I know, but like maybe a bigger offer.
To be fair, for like national sovereignty and security for them, I can understand fully.
Greenland doesn't do anything for them. Greenland governs itself. It's just kind of there. It was very ironic when they were like, saying that Americans saying we might want to buy Greenland was an attack on, a colonialist attack on the sovereignty of Denmark, and you're like
almost like Denmark's attack
Greenland
on the sovereignty
is a colony.
of Greenland. Yeah.
Denmark. What do you mean? How are you calling this colonialist on our end? It's in North America.
It's more about their access to resources. I can understand why they wouldn't want to get rid of it.
At least let us lease the resources or something, man. You're not using them.
Now that I can get behind.
Yeah. I can too. I'm curious as to like what the actual purpose for us having Greenland is, other than
I think it's mostly deterrent. There's a lot of resources, but I think also deterrence.
But what's it going to? Because if Russia's going to nuke us, okay, all right.
Not Russia we're worried about nuking us anymore. It's China.
They're not going to go the direction of Greenland. Even more so, my point is that they're going to go the other direction.
Yeah, wait till they run out of fish off the coast of Peru.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. If you're an ecologist, you should hate China for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's another big reason that ecologists should hate
Mostly
China.
on coal.
Yeah. They still use steam engines for locomotion power.
That's incredible.
That's kind of based.
All right.
Mostly in the
Rare China dub.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching. We'll probably upload this as a recorded thing on Lore Lads now.
Yeah, that would make sense.
All right. Bye.